Welcome in to the Golden Grizzlies postgame show. You are listening to 88.3 FM, WXOU. Oakland wins a big one over the Eastern Michigan Eagles, snapping a 2-game losing streak. I am joined by Giovanni Mosheri, sports media director here at WXOU. Thank you for joining me, Giovanni.
Absolutely. Glad to be here in the postgame, especially after a big win like that.
Absolutely. And this is such a different game from the one that you and I called last year where, it was Superman and his sidekick, Imani Bates, Noah Farrakhan came down to the wire, went to overtime. Very different story here tonight.
Definitely. And, the Eastern Michigan Eagles not having those guys obviously made a huge difference for that team. And with that, the Golden Grizzlies, even though they lost one of their star players in Jalen Moore, they have done a great job in rebuilding and, keeping themselves afloat amidst losing one of your, historically great players on a team. They loaded up with Baru Naivalurua. They loaded up with all these different guys, I could go on, DQ, Kojak, Golke, all these guys have made a big contribution to this team and have been really proven to be worthy of that starting role in the Campy's squad.
Yeah, Trey Townsend led the scoring again with 22. Just, you've broadcasted several of his games. Take us through his impact, man.
This is basically just business as usual for Trey Townsend. He's gone through a couple of tough games now because I would imagine that teams are now focusing on Trey Townsend. He scored 28, 7, and 6. Against Xavier in that big national television win. So he's definitely put a target on his back with that kind of big scale, big audience performance. So past couple of games teams have really been clogging the paint, making sure him and Chris Conway can't get going the way that they want to. But what a great way to get back into, business as usual with 22 points, 9 of 12, and 4 of 7 from the stripe. I mean, that's pure Trey Townsend.
Yeah, and after two really bad losses, one to Purdue Fort Wayne where they were shooting essentially lights out, and another to Toledo where Oakland had slow starts in both the first and the second half. You got to think that this is a huge confidence booster for their season, right?
Definitely. Whenever you have a game like that, and Purdue Fort Wayne, Campy said he's throwing the tape out. That game was otherworldly. He's never seen a performance like that in the arena. He called it the greatest performance a team has ever come into the arena and do. So that game, he's kind of try to wash that out and not worry about it. But Toledo, that one stung because Oakland, they had a lead going into halftime, but it was bigger before Toledo started to get back up and make it within 4. So they kind of slipped up going into halftime. Coming out of halftime, a lot of transition, steals, and layups for the Toledo Rockets. And to finally have this game where you feel like your old self again, you feel like you're in control, and you feel like you can, you're back on track, you're refreshed, and whoosh, it's all gone now. So it's definitely a big confidence booster for the guys.
Absolutely. And it's December 8th. Their next game is December 18th. They're going into the Breslin Center. And, they've completed their MAC Fecta. They beat Bowling Green. They had a close one against Toledo. And then they put the foot on the gas against the Eastern Michigan Eagles. And now they're about to complete their Big Ten trifecta against the Michigan State Spartans. And you're going to that game.
I can't wait.
We're hoping on some credentials, but the way they played against Ohio State and the way they played against Illinois and the trajectory of Tom Izzo's team may indicate that could this be the year for Oakland?
I want to tell this to the people, and I want to stress this. It is not hyperbole when we say this is probably one of the best chances that Oakland has of taking Michigan State, especially in their house, because usually they alternate between the Breslin Center and Little Caesars Arena. This year, it's 2 in a row at the Breslin Center, but this game this year, this is probably one of the better chances Oakland has. They've rebuilt their roster. They have proven to be to play well and to play close and be very competitive in the MAC, as well as against big teams like Xavier, big programs like that. And Michigan State, they're on a downswing right now. They were predicted to be top 5 in the country. They were predicted 4, and now they're unranked, and it's not looking very good.
Yeah, and if you harken back to last year, they had a pretty lengthy span of time between when they played their last game and when they played Oakland. That's not the case this year. They on Sunday they go to Nebraska. They're facing Keisei Tominaga, and in a really hostile Cornhusker environment. And then they go back to the Breslin Center, but they're hosting number 6 Baylor on December 16th. And then they have a quick turnaround on Monday to face an upstart Oakland team. I mean, this is not an easy path for Michigan State.
Yeah, you're taking a Michigan State team that's kind of in the middle of a tough schedule, down on their luck, and then they come in on a short day against a Golden Grizzlies team that has had 10 days rest and been able to, just kind of relax, recover a little bit, get finals over with. But you got a much more refreshed and rested Golden Grizzlies team going into the Breslin Center. I'm really looking forward to that game. Everybody here, definitely tune in to WXOU. We got the call for that one, and that this could be a historic game for the Golden Grizzlies program.
Absolutely. I mean, they're 0-20, 0-21 against Michigan State right now. An upstart Oakland team, a downswinging Spartan team. Could this be the year? And your only focus for 10 days is Tom Izzo and beating Tom Izzo and beating Michigan State? Life's good, baby.
And I just want to say this. I've been hearing on other radio stations a quote from we'll say a local famous Spartan alumni. He goes on air and he's talking about Tom Izzo's team, and he says, "This team is ass." So take that into consideration. That's what we're going into for this game. So get ready, everybody. Buckle your seatbelts. Get ready for the Golden Grizzlies going into the Spartans and hopefully stealing some cookies out of their cookie jar.
Absolutely. And WXOU's next game is tomorrow, Saturday, December 9th at 2 p.m. You're doing ESPN for that one, Joe.
Big time TV.
But, WXOU is doing their own big production. We're kind of debuting our sideline reporter.
There we go.
We've got Andrew Deacon, our program director, taking photographs. I mean, this is probably going to be one of the biggest broadcasts we have of the year. And, the women's team, they're on a little bit of a downswing, and, they have their little losing skid, but hopefully they can turn the tide against a pretty hapless Central Michigan team right now.
Yeah, 1-5, first-year head coach. I mean, if just like the men's team against Eastern Michigan, this is a game that you can kind of wash that bad taste out of your mouth and really get refreshed against a 1-5 Chippewas team. So if there's a time to get back into the swing of things, tomorrow's the time to do that.
Absolutely. Sports Director Harjun Buttar, Sports Media Director Giovanni Mosheri signing off for the Golden Grizzlies postgame show. We'll see you right here tomorrow at 2 o'clock when Oakland takes on Central Michigan. You're listening to 88.3 FM WXOU.